Well, hello there. I'm a writer. Any questions? How can I consider myself a writer if I have to work a job every day? I don't know, but David Brazil does. Read him. How can I still consider myself a writer if I don't steal projectors from work? That I can help you with. Projection is experimental, same as it was 40 years ago, because stand in front of the image and you're behind it too, lost inside of it. It's not important what you steal, but that you do. Steal anything, you're a writer. Steal identities. Steal the identities of better writers, and they're yours now. And I steal them from you, and they're mine now. Look, I'm a better writer, and you like me more now. Now you're in my projection, and it's a being in love, if I say so. It turns almost the entire wall of my apartment into writing, and light coned out across the room, making it possible to see millions of little particles of writing, shaped like dust, floating through the air. Writing that we live in and breathe every day, and we're in love instinctively, but just hadn't noticed them before. Each one projection, like writing, like stealing identities. Well, hello there, I'm a grant writer. Well, hello there, I'm a copywriter. Hello there, well, I'm a web designer. Well, hello, I'm in marketing. Please don't mention jobs, that pushing up sleeves, it's an overcast in force or movement. I lied, but you'll never know I'm a great liar. Every line is supposed to end in anticlimax. Everything on the wall a repetition of important things before. The cigarette burns aren't in a movie, they're just cigarette burns, like the bodies are just shape, and everybody smokes in dystopias. There's Matt riding the largest escalator to the train and shouting excitedly, "Guys, this is what the future looks like!" But it was Washington, D.C., so nothing looks like the future. It's just figures of heroes and tragedies to wear as pins. That's one of the footages I've kept with me for years and often pull out to show in my writing, or it's hung on the wall near my office, so I can join in the office banter like, oh, you know, happy footage, happy life, am I right? Or how the footage is always on my case to take a trip to what the future looks like. But this guy knows what I'm talking about. Why do we need to go all the way there just to see what dystopia means? It means everything's better and everything is worse. It's ruin signified by infrastructure. Next slide, please. I want to read from my friend, the poet Carlos Soto Roman. But what exactly are what we call cities? Is a city a place? Is it a physical structure? Is it a conglomeration of people? Is it a social construct? Is it a state of mind? Is it an emotion? Why does a place hurt? Considering how the architecture of my absence will be built, probably archaeology of my reminiscence. I've roamed the streets looking for a place to nest my words. After all, poetry is nothing but a pack sack of invisible keepsakes. That was a video of him reading, if I say so. It was playing against the entire wall of wherever we live, and we turned on the humidifier and puffed from e-cigarettes. Or I don't know, whatever, just so the stream and the writing shaped like dust make him standing here with us. The city's promised tours of empty, none of the above. I would rather read you to live here than apply for a job. Look down, it's decaying remnants of the old streetcar line, and on the right is the shell of the old train station, and on both sides is the shell of the old Studebaker plant. And it's the shell of the old, etc. And guys, this is what the future looks like. But here it's true because the city is by nature cold and dressed in ruin, and it looks like the collapsing of time. Studebaker's plant has been empty for almost an entire lifetime, but remains the sole source of identity. Its evacuation is celebrated each year with fireworks. A museum is filled with shining cars and tucked to the side for tourists, but the city's memorial is the empty plant taking up the entire city block, hugging the morning commute. I was promised the city doesn't work. Walking in the street in drifting snow. Behind me the empty theater showing end of days. Montage of post-apocalyptic, always meaning running or fighting for resources. That really means interaction, but now it's walking and really just ignoring and plenty of food to pay for. Torn out seats so mill around aimlessly while it loops. The marquee says we like it here, so we watch that. Disappointment in the actual meaning of apocalypse, uncovering, not ending. John the Evangelist would still be exiled on an island. I sing my body abandoned. My ass crack drooped down like movie posters outside. Riddle. My isolation isn't touching. If revolution was real, I am tattooed in Lutherans and not writing poetry. Name names! This is the end of the riddle. But it's not real, because the Reformation's not real, because just writing, because just predicting Germany, and just work. The answer is snow making sidewalks of memorial impassable, more walking in the street but still for commute. Disappointment in the actual meaning of revolution, not ending, so mill around aimlessly while it plays loop. Images returned projected in much greater force, made into celebrity faces of us in love over the wall, and me but escaping as I flail away the fog and dust, writing that makes this not isolation. Each wrapped dapper in this messianic coating, just doing nothing really, and Paul walking from place to place, finding something to do. Guys, this is what the end times looks like. But it was apocalypse, so nothing looked like the end times, recreating another architecture of absence to Rome, and each one in the commute in which they were memorialized, in that same commute let them remain. This is just something I ask everybody I'm interviewing. How would you sell me this image of a pen projected against the wall? It's tattooed across my collarbone, but expanding left and right indefinitely for formulas of city planning. The projection of geometry, and I can't see anywhere I live behind it. Its glare just walked to work, ghosting in front of my eyes, recharged every time I blink. Maybe this projection is the demiurge or something like that on my wall and enveloping me. It's scrolled like anything else, the constant forged fashion after or shaped. I can't see into the emanating light of the stolen machine, the source of all these things, the kind of blobbed white with darker inside of it blind spots. It's all automation that's made for going to work every day. And then there's the creation of jobs. Dear hiring manager, last name failing at poems, first name this is me. 2 or 3 times a day I'm planking on the bathroom floor at work. Replaced self-abuse with improvement, secured personality away from publications, secure personal property, learning suspicious looks, swag is promotional. It's the point of real estate. Notes to effective management. Dress code is a mighty fortress, like God, like blankets for those working out of the home. Mispronunciation is an elimination of threat. Example, the Mustang is burning donuts in the parking lot. Shut it down. Mustaine was fired from Metallica, not a stain. Stained was not in the big 4. Create impossibility and repeat. Create the difference between work and poems for theft. Shred all language to ensure they are not taken as poems. Although similar on paper, self-abuse in the bathroom is a greater theft to work than poems. Next slide, please. Picture of work covering the wall and over me. Contraband poetry is there, distributed amongst my workplace, substantially present in, with, and under various papers and charts. Picture of not meeting potential. Key performance indexes are slipping. What keeps you from excelling at work? Contraband poetry is there, and well, that's another story. The important thing here is that you don't ask me why I leave work early to go to Milwaukee. Why do you have to leave work early to go to Milwaukee? To a poetry reading. I would like to hide beneath Dolly Lemke's explanation. Jokes about not having career goals that aren't really jokes. It's the first place, but how jobs want you to be innovative and don't get that you are a poet. And all your energy is used up and there's none for project management or building a website. So just tell us what to do and save us the embarrassment of failure.